Hey there, and welcome back to Ethnitown. We are in episode number 3, and in today's episode we are already going to start with the French area for several reasons. Like, the first reason was that when I was doing this was very closely to my honeymoon, and I wanted to create something more interesting looking for the cinematics when I was preparing all the stuff. And so yeah, we are in the last episode of the pre-recorded stuff. So from next week on, we are going to go live, so to say, in a more weekly rhythm, so that all of your comments can be used a bit better than it was until today. And I mean, you know, all the latest videos have been performing pretty nicely for Planet Coaster. Unfortunately, this City Skylines series seems not to be received that well, but you know what, we are going to work on that. I'm going to work on that to make it more interesting for you guys. So the first thing I've changed upon your request was I've slowed down the footage quite a bit. So in today's episode you will have only 4 times sped up footage, so it should be a lot more enjoyable to watch. And there are a few things I have to change when we are going to play on next week. And next week's episode will be a more or less showcase, so I'm going to show you the state of the city in kind of an overview episode. I think that will be the most enjoyable thing to you, to actually see where we are at the moment and what we are going for next, and then you can actively decide what we should do next, because I'm somehow leaning towards an airport, to be honest, or maybe going on with the French area, but there's so much stuff I have to do in between, and I don't want to actually spend an episode on that because it's not too interesting for you guys to see how I struggle to fill all the gaps and so on, because there's still a lot to do in the city to make it actually look nice. But first of all, and this is what I just wanted to mention, is I definitely have to change the LUT and the overall lighting settings, because it's awfully dark and it's not looking too nice actually. So I have to work on that to make it actually a bit more nice looking for you guys in the video, but also for me while playing. You can pretty much see how the Paris inspired or the French inspired area will be working. So this is what I'm going to do right now here. It's more or less like a little bit of a template area we are going to use over and over again in many areas in this French area of the whole city, Ethnitown. Also wanted to bring in this little kind of restaurant over here, so give it really this little nice and cozy Paris feeling, although it's a freaking huge city, which doesn't feel cozy overall. But in some areas of the city I feel you can really find some cozy, nice little edges and corners where you can, you know, just sit down in a little coffee and just enjoy your little cappuccino or whatever you want to drink. So it's really enjoyable. So this is what I really wanted to do. Also having this little police station over here, which I found is really interesting to make this, or to use this a bit more than it was before, because I had all these big buildings from, I forgot who made them, but the Paris set I downloaded from the workshop is just so incredibly well made, and there's just, there are so many different buildings you can use, so I definitely recommend checking this out. You will pretty much see them, and if I don't forget, I will link a link. In one of the future episodes, once I've figured out how to do the selection on the workshop, I'm going to give you a link to all my mods. But at the moment I have some problems actually, because since I came back from my holiday, somehow it didn't really load up all my assets, so the city looked a bit weird. I fixed that, but I still can't really see where all the mods are, so yeah, I have to look into it a bit more to make sure that I all have the stuff. But yeah, so I promised you in yesterday's episode of Planet Coaster, so hopefully a lot of you tuned in for today, that there will be a little bit of an announcement for this channel. And if everything works out well, it might be that in quite no time we're gonna have a new flat or a new house, or however you want to call it. It's something in between. It's not as big as a house, but it's not as small as a flat anyway, like that. But anyways, if it's going to work out, in 2 or 3 months time, I'll be able to stream 2 to 3 times a week. This is pretty cool because that house actually offers me a room where I can sit down and record in the middle of the night without actually disturbing all the people around, because the problem here is that I can always record only when when I'm alone, or when my wife is doing something else or is not at home at all, because it's pretty annoying. This flat we are living in, it's okay. It's not, it's not really bad, but from time to time your level of quality you want to have or you need in your life, it definitely raises the more you continue living, and you're just gathering more experience in how people live, and you see how friends live and so on. So your perception of quality also changes. And I have to say, when we just arrived here and we moved to this flat 4 years ago, it was really okay. It was really what we wanted and what we needed, but things changed a tiny bit. So it's really not so enjoyable to live here, also because of some of our neighbors. They're bit problematic, not because they're not nice or something. It's more like because they're they kind of have an addiction, and this addiction is really not easy for us in terms of air quality. Let's put it that way. I don't want to go even more into it, but yeah. So a few problems here and there, and so I'm pretty happy to announce that I'm very positive. So let's see it like that. Hopefully this works out, and then I can finally have my room to actually make more live streams, because I'm enjoying the overall interaction with you guys. I do enjoy this quite a lot. And if we look at Isla Napali, for example, it is incredible how well this works together. I enjoy reading through all your comments. It is such a pleasure really to see how you guys really you just build upon the little game I started with the company, and all these comments are not just nice to read. There are also some, I had some good giggles and some good laughs while reading through your comments. You get really creative, and this is exactly what I wanted. I really wanted to see exactly this kind of stuff, and to make sure that you guys really have the fun you deserve watching the videos, but also you guys have the fun being in the comment section and being active, because I know if I look at myself, I'm also commenting on videos when I'm engaged, and this is kind of hard. So for me there are like 3 different moments when I want to comment. So the first one is when it's really when the person in the video really goes into topics that are polarizing, so to say, and if the opinion they are mentioning maybe is not the most common opinion, so that you basically won't agree, and you will actually express that you won't agree. So that's basically one thing. Another thing is definitely the fact, if there is something awfully creative you're just blown away by, and I mean like really blown away, and not just once a time, like several times from someone, and then there's something even more outstanding, you definitely let him or her know that. But I kind of agree that you won't do that pretty much too often, because that would actually also level down what they do else. So it is a bit tricky. And yeah, the third thing is actually, and this is the most important thing, which I also want to integrate, is when you're pretty much engaged, and when you can actually give some ideas, if you can take part in the progress of whatever game or stuff he or she is doing. And so I want to deliver this for you guys. Also, I'm going to deliver this for City Skylines. I hope, and this is really upon you guys, if you guys get a bit more active in the comments below about Ethnitown and which kind of area I want to see next and so on. And I believe next week will be the episode for you to watch, because that's where we look into things in real time, and you can really see how the city shaped up. Because I believe most of you that have seen the videos, and these are not too many people, they do know just little parts of it, because I was jumping from A to B and so on, and now I haven't even finished the German area, and now I'm already in the French area, and this might be a bit confusing. So in next week's episode you will really see, but for today you can actually give your feedback already onto if you think if this is really French looking. So maybe if you are from France, then you will basically be able to tell me if this is Paris-like looking. If you're not, you can at least say if this is looking like Paris like you would imagine it. I think that's what you can see, can tell. And yeah, I have to say I downloaded also some of the some new trees, and those are looking so amazing. I don't really know who made them. I need to write that down. Totally honestly, I need to write that down. But yeah, I don't know what happened there, but. These are very incredible and nice trees. The only thing I have is, and I have no clue what that is. Sometimes when I move around the trees, it appeared that those trees just disappear, because I don't know if this is down to the fact that they would be on the road and they collide with the road, even though I have all the mods that I would actually need to put them there. But yeah, no, if you guys are a crack in City Skylines and you know what that is, please let me know, because I'm somehow struggling to find out what that is. So I'm putting some planters beneath those trees, and what I made is I just created the trees before, because I was figuring they are disappearing, so it wouldn't have made sense to put planters somewhere. Here you can see that right now. So I'm putting one over here, but I can't put another one to the left hand side because it just disappears when placing. So I kind of placed them, but they just disappeared. So I'm a bit confused what happened there. But yeah, so here you can see I'm just choosing only the red parasols, because I wanted to have only the red ones, and I just plopped down all these things to have 4 of them, because copying them has some random color, which is a good option to have a bit more versatility in, but in this specific case that was a bit of a bummer, so I just wanted to have those red ones. Yeah, we are now coming slowly to the end of this episode. I really hope that you enjoyed this episode a bit more. I have to say, only from watching my own footage, I think this time of 4 times sped up is a lot more enjoyable than the 10 times I had before. So I think I will find a nice sweet spot, let's say between 4 and 6 times sped up, depending on how good my own progress was in the video and how much I'm going to cut out. But for now, that should be it with all the talk about this episode. I hope you really enjoyed being now in a different theme that really is more like the French area of Ethnitown. I hope you enjoyed the little bit of information I could give you about my channel, and then just a little bit of my thoughts. And yeah, just in general, I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I think there's not much more to say. I really would like to see some of you down below in the comment section. Just let me know what you think about this project, what you think about Paris. Have you ever been there? What do you like most about the architecture? And most important of all, do you like to see more of the Ethnitown videos in the future? And which kind of area are you looking forward to most? Because as I said, we were gonna have a French, we have a German, we have got an Italian one, a Dutch one, and also a Spanish inspired one, so quite a lot to follow. Yeah, that's it. I should stop now, and I wish all of you a very nice Saturday morning, evening, noon, whatever time it is for you, and I hope to see you next week, next Saturday, same place, same time, and yeah, see you then. Bye bye guys.